Elon Musk announced that he's starting a new game studio, and because he's so divisive, responses have been split. Some people are saying that he's going to save gaming, and others are saying, it's just going to be more AI garbage. I want to discuss what I think could be the implications of this, both good and bad. Welcome back to PGQ Gaming News. We got a lot of news to talk about this week. We're going to talk about Sony's handheld rumors, an industry legend retiring, but we're going to start with Elon Musk's announcement to have an AI game studio. AI is going to play a large role in the future of gaming. In fact, according to a recent poll, 87% of studios are already using generative AI tools like Midjourney to create their in-game environments. Others are using it for game testing, looking for bugs. Ubisoft has been using a large language model-based AI tool called Ghostwriter to do some grunt work for its developers and writing basic dialogue for its NPCs. Besides that, we've seen tons of mods and even full games created through AI already. So acknowledging that AI is definitely going to be a part of gaming in the future, let's talk about how Elon plans to spearhead the charge. Elon said via X, too many game studios that are owned by massive corporations. XAI is going to start an AI game studio to make games great again. If you're not familiar with XAI, they developed the Grok AI, which is available to Twitter premium users. According to their website, their mission is to understand the universe. And now part of that mission is to create video games. This is hardly the first big company to announce a project similar to this. I just covered this a little while ago, but Netflix has made ways into starting their AI video game journey as well. I'll put faith in XAI if they put the right people in place to leverage their current technology to make games. Because right now, they're not a game company, they're an AI company. Ultimately, what interests me the most about this whole story is the impact that it'll have with other companies using AI to make games in the future. Every example of AI I've seen used in games doesn't come from an AI company necessarily. It comes from a game company diving into a different sort of technology. But what's different with XAI is it's going from the opposite direction. It's an AI company now trying to get involved in games. And for that reason, I don't believe that XAI is going to come out with some mind-blowing games because it's not a game company first. But that being said, I think that they have a lot of potential to change how the industry uses AI in the future. And I know right now there's a lot of talk about whether AI is good or bad. There's obviously potential routes for both. On one hand, you could say that AI could lead to uninspired games because that's a lot of what we're seeing with AI used in marketing campaigns and things like that. But on the other hand, you could see AI relieving a lot of the crunch that so many game developers complain about. And for me, just the potential of developers getting more time to work on things that they care about, working on the story, enhancing the mechanics, things like that, instead of spending so much time on busy work that could be potentially offloaded onto AI. For me, that's a potential worth exploring, and I think that XAI entering the gaming market might speed up that process. As an optimist, I'm excited to see what this technology can do, but we need to watch with caution as gamers. We can't lower our standards for games because AI is introduced. Holding game companies accountable for making great games, regardless of whether they use AI or not, should be our main focus. AI's progressive role in gaming is interesting to me and something I'm going to follow, so if you're interested in that as well, you can feel free to subscribe, and I'll make sure to keep reporting on any big stories that update in this field. Legend in the industry is retiring in January. You may recognize this man. His name is Shuhei Yoshida, and you might not know where you recognize him from. Do you remember when they were releasing the Xbox One and Microsoft released all those announcements that they were going to put in practices that would stop gamers from sharing or reselling their physical copies of their games? That sucked, right? Stupid. Why would you do that? Sony released the most savage response maybe in gaming history, at least top 10.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation.
There he is, Shuhei Yoshida himself. My man. This man has been with Sony for more than 30 years. He was the first non-dev on the PlayStation team before PlayStation even had a console. He served as a president of the team for over a decade and very quickly became the face of the era of PlayStation 4. He was known for his enthusiasm for smaller titles. He was constantly tweeting about small games and indies. This was so prevalent that he was even put into a bullet hell style indie game where his weapon was his iPhone and he would shoot tweets and heart emojis at people. His love for small creative games took him from the president to the head of the indie initiative within Sony. Because he moved to this position several years ago, I think in 2019, his retirement won't actually affect Sony's strategy moving forward with PlayStation, but as a legend in the industry, I feel he's definitely worth recognizing and giving him his flowers. Speaking of Sony's strategy moving forward, the rumors of Sony's handheld have been upgraded from rumor to anonymous leak. According to Bloomberg, Sony is in the early stages of developing a portable console that would play its PlayStation 5 games on the move. To clarify, this is not like the PS Portal, it's more like the PS Vita. The PS Portal just streams streams games on your PlayStation 5, but the PS Vita and this new console will be able to play its own games, and apparently will be able to play PS5 games. While Sony reps have refused to comment on this, Bloomberg says they have legitimate anonymous sources that don't want to be named. For me, it seems like the handheld market is filling up fast. It's getting saturated super rapidly. And in general, especially because there's no sight of a finished product for the next several years, I don't know that there's going to be a market for just another handheld console. In one of my latest videos, I just talked about how Xbox is planning their first handheld console. The Steam Deck and the Rogue Ally already exist, and plus the Switch is already on the market, and the Switch 2 is supposed to come out in 2025. But my opinion is starting to be there's no room for any handheld console outside of Nintendo. Importantly, I'm not talking about handheld PCs, like the Rogue Ally and the Steam Deck. It works for Nintendo because their whole strategy is creating exclusives that will make people buy whatever console they release. But what would be the benefit of owning a handheld PlayStation? If you want to play PlayStation exclusive games, most people would just buy a PlayStation. I guess there would be a market of people that would want to play PlayStation exclusives that don't have a PlayStation, or maybe they want to play it on the go. That seems like an excessive purchase if you're just making it to be able to play your 2 PlayStation exclusives on the go. In almost every other way, you get more value from having a portable PC, one with much more variety of games, and also much more functionality. This isn't to say that Xbox and Sony's handheld projects are going to fail. It's just to say that one of two things has to be the case. Either one, I'm fully misunderstanding the market, which totally possible, honestly. What do I know? Or two, Sony and Microsoft already know about this, and they are looking for ways to create an innovative handheld that will be able to compete with handheld PCs. Sony seems to have a better chance at this because they have exclusives, but Microsoft, I can't see a way around them not creating just a handheld PC. One that maybe integrates with Game Pass better than the Steam Deck and the Rogue Ally. I don't know. We'll see. I hope that they create something innovative because innovation's good. And so maybe all of these handhelds will lead to a new series of console wars that goes back to actually being about who has the best technology instead of who has Halo or who has Final Fantasy. Only time will tell. Something to follow. In the next couple weeks, I'll be traveling a lot. You know, a lot of time on the airplane means a lot of time playing video games, and I actually think I might replay Metaphor ReFantazio, at least until Indiana Jones comes out, and I'll be picking that up. Let me know what games you're going to be playing in the comments. My name is Terrence. I'll keep playing games until I find the perfect one. Peace. Love.